Sup Swarm, Sketchy here, and I just finished watching the third episode of The Proud Family, Louder and Prouder. It all started with an orange basketball. Like I said last week, I'm not sure if I'm going to review these episodes weekly, but this episode was so good, I had to give my thoughts on it. Hopefully, in 5 minutes or less. After Oscar finds out that Penny has a natural talent for basketball, he recruits her to his team after Michael gets injured. But Oscar starts pushing Penny too hard and monopolizing her time, leaving her unable to spend time with her friend Kareem. First off, I'm not one to praise an episode just for making callbacks, but since this is a revival and a lot of people were concerned about keeping character writing consistent, I will say the callbacks in this episode do help establish that the stories from the first series did happen, and the writers are keeping this characterization in mind when writing these new episodes. Michael is still the best basketball player, and Penny recalls her experience joining the football team to prove a point, and Frankie gets his shit rocked by Penny in sports. Again. I think the main thing that might hinder someone's enjoyment of this episode is Oscar. If you watched the original show and you were never a fan of how Oscar treated Penny, this episode is not gonna make you feel any better about him at all. He doesn't even apologize to her. That being said, he does lose his job, he does end up having to work for Wizard Kelly, and he gets his ass thoroughly beat, so there's at least some kind of karmic justice. Another thing people were concerned about, as several comments on my last video pointed out, was if Penny's friends were going to be better to her. With the exception of Michael, all of Penny's friends in the old show had a bad habit of flaking out on her when she needed them the most. So, have they gotten better? Yes and no. Let me explain. We all know La Cienega ain't shit, and she still ain't shit, but she's arguably at her worst here, because she deliberately goes after Kareem knowing that Penny is interested in him, and Maya actively helps her. So I guess it's clear that Maya is just gonna be another frenemy, which is disappointing. I'm hoping that there's some kind of character arc where she stops doing this, because it's mad hypocritical for her to not like Penny for being fake and superficial in episode 1, only for her to be close with the fakest and most superficial person in the squad. Make it make sense, cause the math ain't mathin'. However, Dejanay and Zoe definitely step up to the plate as friends. As soon as they see what La Cienega is up to, they immediately call her out on it, and in front of Penny no less. This was very good to see, especially from Dejanay, because she's supposed to be Penny's closest friend, but she rarely ever acted like it in the original show. I really hope that the writers keep this up with her and Zoe, because this should be the norm, not the exception. I also love Kareem as a character, and I really hope we see more of him throughout the season. He helps show the range that black masculinity can have. Not every tall black person plays basketball. Not every muscular black person plays football. Some of us are artistically inclined, some of us are musically inclined, and the ones that are musically inclined don't have to be into rap. They can be into classical music. As a black man that never fit into the usual expectations of young black boys and black men growing up, it was really refreshing to see a character like Kareem. The chemistry he and Penny have is absolutely adorable, and they seem to have a real understanding of each other. Despite having every right not to give Penny another chance, he understood what she was going through and tried reaching out to her to see what was going on. Having two love interests, especially black love interests, work things out by talking instead of yelling at each other or having a big fight was such a great thing to see. We're only 3 episodes in, but this is for sure the best written and best looking episode so far. The scene lighting is top notch and little Penny is absolutely adorable. I really hope this is a sign of things to come for the rest of the season, because I love this episode, man. What else can I say? Let me know your thoughts on the episode down below. Wizard Kelly's wife is fine as hell, and until next time, keep it sketchy, folks. Peace.